Howdy, folks. This is VileMike here. We got Dandelion, Elihu, and Chris already with me, so it's almost a full panel. How you guys doing?
Goodly morning.
All right, so I did want to. I don't want to veer into anything political on this, but I have a question for you guys, especially for those in the United States that may know more about it than I. I was telling Mrs. Vile on my trip, because I'm in Mexico right now. On my trip into Mexico, the line to go into Mexico was incredibly long this time. And sorry, I was reading the private chat. So when I was in line, 3 times a car came by with nothing but blue lights flashing, no red lights, just blue. They were all unmarked vehicles, so they didn't have any liability for any branch of any government or anything like that. One was a black Suburban. One was a white economy car, like a Prius looking thing, and the other one was a red sedan.
A Corolla.
May have been a Corolla. I don't know.
Well, unmarked cars do not have to be identified, so not even with the federal license plate.
Well, but don't most federal vehicles still use the blue and white? I'm sorry, the blue and red.
No, FBI here uses blue in their SUVs here. No, there's no red in the lights.
It depends.
Fire trucks only use red. That's usually the thing with red. It's usually fire trucks. I thought.
Now, when I've seen FBI vehicles in the past that were marked FBI, they had blue and white lights. These cars only had blue lights.
That's kind of normal for up here too. It's normal, dude. As long as the person is legally identified as an officer, then they can have the lights whatever they want. They can red lights, blue lights, flashing lights, as long as they're identified as an officer.
Now, I hadn't seen this before. That's why I was kind of confused about it. And it wasn't like it was one right after and another. It was like one went by, then 10 minutes later, another one went by, and then 10 minutes later, another one went by. So I don't think it was an emergency or what was going on. It was just kind of weird. It was something weird I saw at the border. I just wanted to bring it up because it had never happened to me before.
Sorry, I got to put my drops in the oven. Be right back.
Very curious.
So, what have you guys done? I'll tell the stories about what happened to the storage unit in a little bit. But what have you guys seen recently? Because I have basically not watched anything.
What did I watch this week? I watched something and I can't remember what the hell it was. Let me just go and check. It was on Netflix. I'm just trying to remember what it was. Fucking, you know what? I won't be able to tell what it was because it's already like I watched it, so it's like gone. Not gone. Oh, you know what it was? I watched that newer Jurassic World, was it? The one that had all the OG characters that are still alive on it?
Well, there's 2. They did that in the last one and this one, I think.
Is the one where they were in the Dolomite Mountains in Italy?
Jurassic. If you're talking about the one that like brought back Dodson and
the 2 original archaeology people.
Yeah, Dr. Grant and Dr. Settler.
Oh, you guys talk about the new Jurassic Park, aren't you?
Well, she's talking about the one before the newest one.
Yeah.
Okay, where everybody came through.
Jurassic World.
That's what I watched this week. Is basically that's what I watched. It took me like 3 days to get through it. Like I watched a bit and then I had to do something else. I watched some more.
Don't bother watching any Jurassic World or Jurassic Park.
It was leaving Netflix this like around now, so I thought, I better watch
Dominion. You watched Jurassic World Dominion, which is 3 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
I
only like 2 of them, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Past that, they can all go flake. Oh, by the way, Chris, remember how you said about the Matrix some time back about how people who like 1 and 4 can't stand 2 and 3, and I said I was one of them. Turns out so's my son, and he watched all 4 of them and had no influence from me.
Let me just really quick touch on that since we're kind of talking about things we watch. I like 2 to a point. 3 to me okay, I get the whole war thing and stuff like that. It just, by that time, once I figured out they were making Neo Jesus Christ and they were going to sacrifice him, all that stuff, it was like, okay, so we're watching Harry Potter and all these other films that basically do the same thing. It just drove me nuts. And then I love, here's why some people don't like 4. They don't like 4 because literally the one Wachowski sister that came back did it because she was basically told, we're going to do it without you if you don't come back. And she decided, okay, fine. And she took every penny they gave her and basically said, fine. And she made it so meta that if you don't understand the point of where basically what she said is like, fuck you. And excuse me for saying that, but that's what she purposely did. And I love it.
I know. I'm the same way.
The conference conversations. The conference conversations. The way they were trolling the whole entire series and the trilogy.
Yeah,
that was her prop. That was her personal.
And
script.
not only that,
but the funny thing is it still works within the theory though.
And the best part is, hold on, because it was the Wachowski that actually still made the film. They were holding true to everything they consider canon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why Morpheus is a different character, because in the games Morpheus finally dies. That's why they didn't even ask Lawrence Fishburne to reprise his role. He felt a little slighted by it, but I'm not gonna.
I heard an echo.
Yeah, I heard an echo too.
I thought it was me, but I don't think it was me.
But I've made it quite clear. I enjoy meta humor, especially if it's later on in the franchise. So yeah, I loved the 4th Matrix movie. Yeah, 2 and 3 are okay. They're not great. I would probably even say that 2 is probably a 4 out of 10, whereas 3 is like a 6 out of 10. Jesus metaphor stuff I don't have an issue with because I am also a big fan of RoboCop, and that's also a Jesus metaphor.
Yes.
So
I think about here's the thing. The metaphor isn't where I have a problem. It's the delivery of the metaphor, and basically their delivery felt like they were written into a corner. It didn't feel like natural progression. It felt like they got to a certain point and then it took a heavy veer to the left to get there. And not to get religious on this, but basically Jesus knew, if you read the Bible, and according to the Bible, he knew pretty early on he was the Son of God, and that he knew ultimately at some point, probably when he was in the desert and going through his temptations and all that, he pretty much kind of probably knew he was there as a sacrificial lamb. Again, if you want to get into historical theology, which I love, that's an interesting conversation, but I won't go into it that deep. But the idea here is that in the Matrix, it's like he gets to a point where it's explained to him and he doesn't naturally figure it out. And I always had a problem with that. It's like, if I can figure it out from a viewer perspective, that's what they're doing with your character, and it's after that it's revealed to the character that that's what he is. That's where I had a problem with it. So that's where the second and third one, again, I like the second one for its imagery, and there's a lot of stuff I've watched. For instance, a lot of people complain about the CGI in it especially during the Smith scene where Smith is coming in multitudes and multitudes. I thought for years I was like, yeah, that's horrible CGI, and then I watched the Austin video. Exactly. No, but that's the thing. I watched the video where they explained it. I was like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, the rendering, copy of a copy of a copy.
Because he has copied himself so many times that because all of that is right there in that scene at that moment, it can't render it as well as everything else. So I again, some of the stuff I've read or watched has helped me appreciate him more. But when somebody like LEG, who's such a fan of that series, can't understand the beautiful meta commentary going on in the 4th one, I loved the 4th one.
Oh yeah, same here. I'll let you speak in a
And
second,
I'm a
Daniel. I do
polytheist,
have a
so
quick
I'm totally
question.
down with that.
What was wait, what she said?
I'm a polytheist, so I'm down with like God being like a male and female aspects.
That doesn't bother me at all.
Here's my question, Chris. Since you liked it, did you play the game Path of Neo?
A long time ago, I have it still. I have that, and what's the Enter the Matrix? Is that the first one that?
Yeah, Enter the Matrix was first, and it takes place between the second and third movies.
Yeah.
Which has enough cutscenes in there to make a full movie out of it by itself.
Oh, yeah.
I know I've seen it on YouTube.
I think that when I played that also helped the second and third game because it gave us all the other stuff going on. No, yeah. I like both of those games. So yeah, I remember.
Now, do you remember the big change they made to the ending fight for that? Okay, for those that don't know, there's like a little meta cutscene in between the final battle where in the movie Neo fights the version of Smith that's been copied with the Oracle's eyes. In the game, they were like, this can't be what we actually do for this film, for the game, because it's a video game. It has to be more epic. So what they actually do is have a Gestalt Smith, giant sized, kaiju sized, made up of all the little Smiths and chunks of building and asphalt and stuff like that. And that's what you fight as the last boss.
Yeah, he absorbs everything because his presence has become massive. I think it's implied. I think is that he's become more cosmic in that server. It's like the Matrix server. He's become a cosmic entity that everything gravitates to him, kind of thing. I don't know. It's interesting.
For
me, but if you notice all of the agents look bigger. They're designed a little bigger than all the other characters and I think if they had a way to really do that well, they would have done it in the movies. But I think I like that too. Sorry,
now, I will say this. I never played any of the games. I didn't see the animated show that was available. I did not see that. I only saw the movies. And the problem with the second and third, well, the second I was very upset with because it was like, oh, we're pulling a Back to the Future shit. Where I'm like, I thought I was watching a movie and now I got a continuation. I'm like, what the fuck? And the whole, I got the Jesus anthology in the third one and everything. I just felt it was too fast, too forced, too quick. It didn't seem to really fit in. It seemed like they had an idea and a playbook, but somehow, some way, something messed up in it. So I didn't really care for the second and third one. I understood the ending. I wasn't angry at it. I don't hate the movies. I didn't say it ruined anything. But when the fourth one came out, I just was like, when I sat down and watched that, I was like, I like this and one, and I said it's a nice continuation of one. I said without 2 and 3, but if you watch 2 and 3, you can still watch 4, and it'll still fit in.
I'm sorry, the storyline does not fit if you skip 2 and 3. You got 1, then what the hell?
No, it works under. You just have to understand that between films, Neo and Trinity died. That's all you really need.
It's like that's just like calling Highlander 2 canon.
No.
Which version?
It's like saying you need to watch Highlander 2 to get Highlander 3.
No, the worst part is I'll watch Highlander 2.
Highlander movies?
Hey, one's in space. I'll be right back.
Oh, no. Hold on. Dandelion, I recently rewatched every single Highlander film because of the new reboot that's coming out with Henry Cavill.
Okay.
There are actually 7 Highlander films.
What?
Yeah. I would say there might be 8.
You know what?
There
Are we
is.
counting
Oh, you're
every
right. There's
Renegade
seven.
version? Are we counting every Highlander 2 version?
You know
No, no,
what?
no.
I just watched
hold on.
number 1. I'm good.
Yes.
There,
you are.
I was counting Highlander 2 as a
There's-
single film. Okay,
You
so you
know?
have Highlander 1 and 2, 1, 2, and 3. 3 is basically is almost like Highlander 1 just redone with better graphics. Or better effects. Sorry.
Mario Van Peebles was pretty
Yes.
good.
And Mario Van Peebles did a very good job, I think. Then there's Highlander the series, which does not count as a movie, but Highlanders 4 and 5 take place after the series. It's Endgame and
The Source.
Search for Vengeance.
No,
The Search for Vengeance is
the anime.
I was going to include the anime too, but that one I was going to bring up that one last because it was the last one I watched because it's supposed to take place far into the future.
The Source, I think, is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, The Source is a freaking fever dream. If you watch that one, even the producers are like, this entire film takes place as a fever dream for Adrian Paul's character.
You sat, tell me about it. I still can't believe. I wish we had gotten the. I wish we had gotten a Mythos series, but that's just me.
So you have three movies, the live action series, 3 movies, the animated series, and then an animated movie. So yeah, there's 2 series. Sorry.
When I found out they were making Highlander in game, I was like, I'm gonna hate it because I know what they're gonna do.
Well, Chris Paul Lambert. Well, at least Lambert got killed off.
Adrian
by
Paul.
So, hey, Adrian Paul. Yeah, Lambert got killed off by Paul. So hey, there was one.
They had to do that.
They had to because they even explain in the movie that one of them had to die so that one or the other had enough power. And Christopher or Connor basically says, "I've done this long enough." He basically takes the place of
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery's character.
Villalobos Ramirez.
But
Chief Metallurgist to the King of Spade.
It seems to me that there's always another one getting born here and there, though, because so it's not like there's only ever one. They just have to try and kill each other. It seems kind of
the first one he got the power, then all of a sudden, there's more. There's more. Wait, I thought I was the only one.
It's explained that basically yes, that there's certain people that have the power, but the more that are around, the less the power is between them. So therefore, that's why there can only be one, and that's why and people who hate Endgame, and there are a lot of people who hate Endgame because Connor dies, and it probably is more to the point, but that's why it makes sense because they basically find out why there can only be one because the Highlander has to be able to defeat these certain people and these certain. That's the whole thing. So that's why the Highlanders, why they're so like they're such. Some of the movies are so chaotic at points, and that's because these groups of people will converge every once in a while. And
are you braiding your beard or are you tying it in a bow?
I'm just putting it in a hair tie.
Hair tie? Okay.
It's spreading out and it's annoying me. I keep trying to get it to go into a single.
VileMike is slowly becoming evil. And the
slowly
are there.
It's pronounced
evil. Hey, Vile. Here's the thing. It's okay. Don't be ashamed that you're slower than the ego. The ego was just born that way.
I'm thinking he could probably do about the best beard braid.
Probably.
Do awesome beard braids.
I tell you what. Let's see if I can get my daughter to do it, it'd probably look great. Me personally, I can't braid it, and my fingers are too big and it's too small. But
dude, my hair goes down in the middle of my back, and I can braid my own hair.
Yeah, but that's a lot of hair.
Braiding your hair is different from braiding your beard.
It's true.
Yeah, this doesn't quite have the length yet to braid.
I bet you someone could braid it. They could do
my
two
daughter
braids
could
down
braid.
the jaw, to the middle, and then join them. cool.
Oh, I guarantee
I
you,
mean, maybe not
Dandelion.
cool, but it would be a thing.
I guarantee you, Dandelion. Either one of my daughters could do this because back when my hair was long, my daughter when I had it shaved on the sides and I just had it long in the top. My oldest daughter, who's a hairstylist, put it in cornrows for a few days.
Mm. So, quick question, totally off topic. How are you? Have your chickens been escaping again, NB, or have they been?
Yeah, one got out, and
then the rest of them realized they could climb the fence.
Yeah, we got the net up and everything.
Okay, there you go.
We had to wait for the net to get in, but yeah, we think there weren't any marks on the hen from the dog, so we figure heart attack from the shot.
Oh, I see. So it got chased by your dogs. Oh, that's unfortunate. I didn't realize it had died. I'm sorry. I've got freaking Boris right now, which is a little chicken who he's quite young, but he's got a splay leg thing going on, which is some sort of, I don't know if it's like a genetic thing or if it's like a nutrient deficiency or whatever, but he was sort of starving to death out in the coop because he wasn't strong enough to get to the food and water. Like he couldn't stand up because his legs would like splay out all over the place. So I moved him into the shed, into the like baby cage. And I've been making sure he gets food and water, and I put him outside to sit in the grass like for a couple of hours for a while in the morning and a while in the evening. So he's actually doing much better. I might actually be able to move him back out to the coop before too long.
Well, that'll be good.
But,
yeah, it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate, but lessons learned. You know, that this is our first time doing it, and we've lost 3 so far. So out of all of ours, I'd say we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. How many do you have?
I believe we now have 16 total. No, we have 2 roos and I believe 12 hens because we're down to 14 now. So yeah, I'm just trying to remember them. And
I can only guesstimate because I have no idea. I've got there's 200 chickens here. So
no, I don't have an area. Well, I have an area that big for it, but unfortunately I'd have to keep the dogs out of that area, and that's their running area.
Yeah, no, that's all cool.
So, but we've got a nice area. We got a nice pad and everything for them. Thor does his morning crows, and then we open the doors and he does. I'll tell you what, the other hens will try to come out. He'll knock them back in until he's checked the whole area before he'll let them.
Percival is pretty good for that. Although some of my chickens just sleep outside on the fence. They don't even go into the coop thingy at night.
Nope.
Percival,
Thor will make sure everybody is in.
Yeah. No, mine. I've got freaking Feathers McGraw, who's the worst rooster. He's got little rooster syndrome. He's like a silky rooster, and he's really small. But every other rooster is totally chill, nice roosters. Yeah, they start crowing early in the morning, but freaking Feathers McGraw will do everything he can to bite me every single day.
Oh yeah, my wife
bite marks on my legs or hands from freaking Feathers McGraw, going after me. It's ridiculous.
Oh, my wife has gone nuts about. She's like, I'm about ready to put Thor in freezer camp. I'm like, but Thor's a great. But I gotta admit, when he goes to freezer camp, he is gonna be one fat rooster to eat.
Well, we've got 2 big red roosters, and I think they're bound for freezer camp before too long. So I'm glad because they're really big and they've been going after all the hens. The funniest thing is seeing Feathers McGraw is a pretty small rooster. He's he's a silky chicken. So he's smaller than all the hens because most of the hens are those brown hens. I don't know what kind of chickens they are. Rhode Island Reds or something like that, but he'll go after them to do his rooster thing. And actually, we think that one of the eggs, there was a broody hen and she hatched some eggs. We think one of those babies is a cross. I mean, none of them were hers. I don't think a single one of them were hers, but it definitely did. There's only one rooster that has like feathers on his legs. And it's Feathers McGraw. So Feathers McGraw probably did his business on one of the hens who laid an egg that broody hen hatched.
Yeah,
Well, I just want to say welcome to the CNA stream where we're doing cock talk. Say welcome to the CNA stream where we're doing cock talk.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
no,
you gotta
Percival's
talk
our main like watching the skies rooster because we got a lot of eagles here, like a ton of eagles that come around. So
Yeah, we've got a pretty good area where birds don't get in. So the real threat right now is, like we said, until we put the net up, is the chickens getting out. And I told my wife, I was like, "Do you know what you forgot to get with this thing?" She goes, "What?" I said, "You needed the sick up parts to get this thing up because otherwise this is just going to lean down like this."
yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" I'm like, "This was your project."
Well, you could.
And I'm like, I
offered
asked
some
my wife, I
suggestions.
was like, she kept saying, "Oh, it's like, doing the netting you did on your vehicles back in the Marine Corps." And I'm thinking, yeah, I did this. You didn't. So I don't think you know what you're doing. But I'm like, okay, let's just see what she comes up with.
Are you being a jerk? Are you being a jerk to your wife?
No,
Could've offered some,
I
like,
was
helpful
not being a
suggestions.
jerk. I went out there and helped her out, and then afterwards, I told her, I said the one thing you needed was those little stick up pots right there, and she goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "Yeah, just just thought for next time. You can always buy them later."
Yeah, I'm still trying to persuade all my chickens to stay like in the back half of the property because like there's about 20 of them that like come and hang out right by my door. I mean, we can't keep them in anymore. They've realized that they can just climb the fence. So even if we clip their wings, they just climb the fence.
Oh, I got a good Labor Day sale on weed, so that was nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, like 45% off.
Maybe I'll grow some next year.
You're going to?
You think if I put it in the back area where the chickens are, they'd eat it?
I've never grown it.
Hmm.
Yeah, didn't you send me Elihu? Didn't you send me a picture of those?
Yeah, it's called "Fuck You, Pay Me."
Nice.
Yeah, I remember you sending me a picture of that.
Sorry, I'm reading
Random
the
menace.
comment.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I had to prove it. I don't know why YouTube said hidden or show. I'm like, that's funny. Show it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I got one thing to say about after watching 4 episodes of Alien Earth. Tickle me, Xenomorph.
Hey, I have not seen episode 4 yet.
I don't care.
What-
All I'm
what,
saying is this.
what's
Dude,
your-
fuck you. You know what I say about spoilers, man? Fuck you. You even agree about this, man. Shut up.
What's that stream on?
What is
Hulu.
Hulu.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's why.
Hulu.
Yeah,
Well, it's
I
on
can't-
Disney
I can't.
Plus too.
Oh,
It's
is
on
it?
Disney Plus.
Yeah, that is
Sure.
funny.
Let me see. Really
Hold on,
quick.
I got someone
Real
revving their
quick.
engine.
No problem.
This
I plan on
thing
watching
is
episode
so-
4 after the baseball game.
This thing is so goddamn boring.
I don't think you get it because I think it's great. Whatever.
I still haven't watched episodes 3 or 4 yet, but yeah, I will say that the first 2 episodes were slow. But as a Alien
Episode
thing,
3?
I give it a pass because what was it, like an hour into the film before we even saw the first Alien in the first Alien movie?
40 minutes.
Yeah.
So-
this guy
It had
there's
it had less than 5 minutes of screen time in the original movie.
Yeah. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. I know Alien is supposed to be a slow burn most of the time anyway. So
I'm
yeah,
not discounting that. I'm just saying there's a slow burn, and then this is just, I don't think Alien is right as a TV series. Now, Chris obviously disagrees with me. He sees something in it that I don't.
I will say this. I think it's very interesting. I like it. I am worried to death that they're not going to be able to wrap up enough of this stuff. Even if there's a season 2, I've said that all these different things they're introducing into the alien universe, you have to explain them within the alien universe, why certain things are happening
And
that
there's only
didn't
2
happen in the
episodes.
movies. There's 4 more. We're on
there's
4.
4 more?
There's 8. There's 8 all
Okay,
in
so
total.
it's 8, not
But
6.
even if they decide to do a season 2, the key to understanding television, which if it's an FX show, so they should know, is you have to wrap up. Let's say you have 20 plot points going on. You need to wrap up a lot of the easy ones or the ones that don't really matter much to the show. You need to wrap up about half of those. So let's say there's 20 plot points. You got to wrap up 10 of them and give us a good idea of a direction you're going with the rest of them. So in season 2, you can explore those more. They've got so many plot points right now that I am just worried to death they're not going to give us satisfactory explanation for what's going on. And then God forbid it gets canceled or it doesn't get a season 2, then it becomes, oh, that's just something that doesn't count because we can't explain it within the mythos. And I hate when shows do this. And it's the same reason why I have not, and again, I get dinged on this all the time. I have not watched all of this series, but I think Lost totally lost it at the end. I think
I was wondering if you were going to go there because I was going to say the same goddamn thing because Lost would do the thing like you're talking about where they had like a dozen plot points going on at the same time or a dozen storylines, and then one of them would be, they explain what was going on in an offhand comment that you wouldn't even notice. Until like the second or third watch
explanation, it's like that's your explanation, and okay, and so there's that. Then people jump on me because they know I'm a huge X-Files fan. People jump on me and says, "Well, what about the X-Files and the 2 reboots?" And I'll tell people they screwed the pooch on the original series ending. While it's satisfactory, they screwed the pooch on all 3 endings. They had. And I will admit that as a person who loves that show. I will admit that. But that's the thing. I'm so worried for this because everything I've read kind of leads me to believe they don't give a crap if they do or don't. And again, Elihu, you know what's going on. I guess I can kind of go into it. So the synthetic people on this show
called synths.
Yes. Well, but again, I get a very Blade Runner feel from that.
Yeah, I know. But still,
Fallout 4 for me.
I don't have an issue.
Finally coming out.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but people are like, well, why aren't they in the movies? And I said, there's your question. If they can't answer that, if they don't wrap that side of it up, again, if they can't answer that by the end of this season, or they don't wrap it up by the end of the season, then you're risking this show seems like it knows it has a season 2 coming.
I think I know the answer to that.
I might have an answer for it too. I have my theories on it.
Yeah, I got my theory as well.
But the thing is that I don't know if it's correct. Obviously, the easiest way to write this out of the movie or the canon of the whole thing is that there's fundamentally a problem with the transference of a conscious to the synth body that we're already starting to see, which we're not going to get into since you haven't seen the latest episode. There's definitely a problem with the transference, and I think that's what's going to be. But I also think there's something else going to happen in the series that's going to basically make it so it gets outlawed, or again with Watani, the corporations that eventually are in Alien, which is weird because they kind of kill that timeline. But we know that the Weyland-Yutani company is an Alien. And right now, I think that they said at the beginning of the series, it's Weyland and Yutani corporations, 2 separate ones. In Prometheus and Covenant, it is separate organizations. Weyland is his own. And eventually they merge. Well, we're 2 years before the original movie. So that's something else we had to shore up in this timeline is, are they merged in this or are they not merged in it? Because I've heard them mentioned separate and I've heard it mentioned together, if I remember right.
By the way, if anybody is not following along what's going on, Chris is doing what happened in episode 1. He didn't learn social studies.
Hey, Chris, when you mention X-Files, here's my take on it. Love the show. It's one of those shows that I've said, in my opinion, it's over after the first movie. You know, you just get Smoky Man with the X-Files are reinstated and leave it at that. Now, I'll give an example of a show that ruined its ending. That was the 100. So my wife and I are invested in 5 seasons of this, and we get this phenomenal ending in season 5. It's hopeful. They're off Earth. They've gone to a new planet in a Goldilocks system. They've just seen it. Everybody's tearing up. They're like, this is the future. Boom. Story's over. Boom. The whole story is now over. The problem is they do 2 more seasons and they totally drop the ball. And in the 2 seasons, it was like in the last one, they had started leaving plot threads like the one my wife mentions where one of the people's like, that looks like Korean. It's like, we never get an explanation on what he meant by that. There was like 5 or 6 plot lines. It was like, and then the ending was just garbage.
We never got Budapest in Avengers.
What?
We never got the explanation of Budapest in Avengers between Hawkeye.
Man, you won't interrupt. Jesus
It doesn't matter. Budapest was meant as a joke.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm. You see, for me, the first off, bringing the X-Files back for those last 2 seasons made no sense. I really was disappointed in the final season of the original because it was mostly a flashback.
Well, here was the problem. A lot of people. So when they brought Robert Patrick on, they thought that they were going to get through whatever difficulties with David Duchovny that they were going on, and it just never got there. They got him to agree to huge one-off. Well, I'll come and I'll be on the show, and so they were agreeing to those, and then they finally got him to agree to some sort of a deal for season 9 or whatever the last season was. I think it was 9.
9.
And he just, by that time, he basically phoned it in, and he even says he did. He's like, I was done. Him and Gillian were not getting Jillian, whatever you want to. I don't know. I hear
Gillian Anderson.
They both weren't getting along. There's a lot of stuff going on. So they basically shot a lot of stuff separate from each other. They shot a lot of stuff. It's a convoluted mess. It works within the mythos. It's okay within the mythos. It just doesn't, again, wrap up satisfactorily at the things that you would want it. And then when they brought it back for the revival. The movie, which I always said people don't like the second movie, but I like it. The only problem is it's basically just a stretched out long episode.
Yeah,
and it's fine.
Monster of the Week episode.
It's fine.
Sorry to interrupt. I got a boogie. I got a bunch of stuff I got to go do today. I'm gonna go groceries. Gonna go for a walk. I've got that thing of Chris's later today. But give me send me a text or something, Chris, if you want to
Yeah, we can talk later.
Chat.
Have fun with your little walk.
Before you run off, yes, Disney Plus, you can watch Alien Earth on.
I'll see about it. I haven't seen any.
Yeah,
Alien
it's under the Hulu tab, though.
Yeah.
So I'm like, since Alien Resurrection was the last one, I'm like, ugh.
No,
this one's Romulus. Watch Romulus.
Romulus.
I actually very much enjoyed Romulus.
I did too, to be honest. I don't think I liked the idea of the Alien surviving. Sorry for the spoiler, but it's in the fucking trailer.
I don't really care about spoilers.
But in all honesty, I did enjoy Alien Romulus for the storyline. I mean, the aliens are kind of just there as a backdrop for the storyline between a brother and sister of found family thing.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the things I loved was how they were able to move the face huggers and make them even more scarier than what they had been before. So I thought that was really cool.
Well, have a good week, everyone. I'll
Yeah,
see
you too, Daniel.
later.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Alan storming the castle.
But
You think it'll work?
It'll take a miracle.
Yeah, take a miracle.
Yeah, the
Sorry, I was reading.
I'll tell you the show I'm really enjoying, Dexter Resurrection. You just can't keep a good serial killer down.
All right, is this the third series or the second series? Because I saw the second series, but I haven't seen the third yet.
Third, the second was New Blood.
Okay, so just let me know how they explain how he survived, because
22 caliber, cold temperatures, his blood heart rate, so he didn't bleed out.
Because of his ability, like when he kills people, remember, he stays ultra calm. He's like, his ability to do these things. They said the combination between cold temperatures, small caliber, and he basically said, I know I can survive this, but he basically shuts his body down to the very bare minimum. That's kind of how I took it. I don't know. I haven't watched all of it yet.
Yeah, I'm up to episode 8. I've generally enjoyed it. I love his interactions with his son. And I tell you what, the guy just keeps coming back, and he's the best. I need to get him for my collection because I don't have a Dexter. And I need a Dexter Morgan because I just love the character. And yes, I was not happy with the season finale, the series finale of the first season. Neither were a lot of people. Dexter New Blood was supposed to be, the way we thought, the end. And you figured once he got shot, that'd be the end of it. And then it's all of a sudden, oh, he's back. And they actually do give a reasonable explanation to why he survived. So it was like, okay.
Random Menace, I don't disagree. I think a lot of people are spoiled by Cameron's Aliens. I love Ridley Scott's vision of Alien. And
he's right about
I like
that.
Prometheus. I like
That was my wife.
Covenant. There is talk again that he will come back and do another movie or two. The problem is you gotta get.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you the one thing that made me cringe in all of Alien Romulus. Get away from her, you bitch. I was like, no, you did not do that.
I agree. That was probably, they should have altered the line a little bit more to fit. But I want to go back to what Chris said. He likes Alien Prometheus. And yes, I call it Alien Prometheus because just calling it Prometheus.
Yes, it should have been called that, but he was trying to imply that at that moment the aliens did not exist. That was confusing for a lot of people. That movie was confusing for a lot of people.
My issue is in the original Alien film, the crew does some incredibly stupid stuff, but I give them a pass because they are essentially space truckers. They are not first contact specialists.
Well,
in Prometheus, in Prometheus, they do incredibly stupid stuff, and they are first contact specialists. They are going there with the intention of meeting a new race. The stuff they do is so incredibly stupid that basic scientific protocols today would have prevented them from doing that. Pissed me off.
Wait, so in Prometheus, there's only 2 that are actual know what they're going for. There's a space trucker there, and then there's scientific specialists, but they don't know why they're going. That's why they have the conversation where whatever. I'm not going to go into names, but where they bring the 2 scientists into the
Forgive
Ark.
the background music. I can't do anything about it.
I can't hear it. But she brings them into the Ark and says, "You guys are here to find out what this thing is," because Wayland sends them. Again, we find out, spoiler alert, that he's there, so he's hoping to basically do, and this is why I don't understand why Alien is trying to not pay attention to the why it's not taking Prometheus or Covenant into account. I don't know why, because it feeds right into what I think they're going into, the synth. Because Waylon wants to find a way to use this species, whatever it is, to extend his life. And so there's only two people, and they're not first contact specialists. They are archaeologists who found something on Earth.
Are you telling me a geologist wouldn't know basic tenets when finding a life form that he's never come across before and try to freaking pet it?
Okay, well okay.
He's a geologist.
But whatever.
Yeah, he's a geologist.
But there are, again, let's go to Jurassic Park, the first one. Dr. Grant doesn't know what Sadler knows because she's a botanist, he's a paleontologist. So at moments when she speaks up and says, you don't even know what these plants can do. Some of these plants are poisonous, and you put them in here because they look pretty. And then Alan backs her up by saying, yeah, and you don't know about this, this, and this. They're playing off of each other. It's not because he understands botany. He just understands she's saying it, and that's the problem on her end. And then he brings up problems with bringing them back on his end. And they're not talking like they know what one another's talking about. So if he were by himself there, he would not be able to say, oh, look, these plants right here are horrible to be here. He wouldn't point that out.
It's called.
So therefore, wait, let me finish. Just let me finish. If that's what's going on there, is that geologists maybe would understand that, but maybe they wouldn't, because they might be like everybody else. Oh, cute kitty, I'm gonna pet it, and then it bites his hand off. Because he doesn't work with the animal side of things or the living organism side of things. He works within rocks and the earth. So to not think that he made, there's some creative licensing going into that, but it's not necessarily unthought of. But yes, a lot of the same stupidity happens in that movie.
I've been on an archaeological dig. Granted, it was a fairly how do I put this? Well researched archaeological dig, so it's been open for decades. But I can tell you, even the people that didn't know, the local fauna, knew not to frickin' try to pet the scorpion that they had just seen because they didn't know what it was. The guy reaches out and tries to pet the goddamn snake alien, and he knows it's a frickin' alien. You don't know what it's capable of. That, to me, brought me out of the movie because he was so incredibly stupid at that point.
Okay, Mike, I'm going to tell you right now, I watched this on I watched this group of guys who were British, and they were touring America, and they ended up in Arizona, and they came across, what do they call them? Not Jacobites, not wild boars, but something similar to that. Anyway, they were just in the parking lot, and he went up, tried to pet one of them, and I'm like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And everybody in the comment section was, you are lucky you did not just get your hand ripped off.
You see a pig. You think a pig is friendly. Hello.
I don't know anything about the people you're talking about. Were they scientists?
No, they were idiots.
Okay.
Basically, you see a pig. You think a pig is friendly. You don't try to pet a pig. The pig is not friendly. They didn't know better whether the pig was friendly or not.
I'll point out the part of this that I will say that why it didn't bother me. So my cousin was married to a firefighter, her first marriage for some time. And I, non-firefighter, but worked in and around emergency people and stuff like that, we used to go out to their house that was out in the country, and I would go down to this because they had gravel roads going up to their house and two other houses that were up on a hill, but at the bottom of the hill was the beginning of a subdivision, so it had a cul-de-sac there. I would go down to the bottom of the hill, like 4 or 5, like 100 yards. Let's just go 100 yards. I don't remember. It's been so long ago. and I would do huge fireworks shows down at the bottom of the hill, away from the house and all that. They, on the other turn, would be blitz drunk. All these firefighters shooting off bottle rockets at each other, and big fireworks going up and landing on the houses. Well, answer that. They know
They were
better.
drunk. You made it. You made
They
a
know,
point.
but here's the thing. Wait, stop. But they still know better. They deal with this stuff every day. That doesn't go out of your head just because you're drunk. Now, just because
I'll be right back.
you
I got to
know,
Geloja.
okay, just because you know or you do things at the moment, that guy is probably thinking, oh, hey, this is interesting. First contact with an alien species or something, stupid word, but that's basically what's going on in his head. It's a moment. It's a thing of, wow, look at this. And is it hard to believe that they let their guard down? It happens all the time.
Not.
That's my point there, is that it didn't bother me. I understand where he's coming from, but what's funny is you take people out of their normal situation and they become, I'm going to do. I mean, even the two actual scientists who know what's going on that go there. They're pretty cavalier about some stuff too, because they're all giddy and excited they're actually getting to go do this. In fact, one of them removes his helmet when he's told, "Oh yeah, the air's fine." He's like, "Fuck it," and like you would not do that. You just wouldn't. I mean, and B, this. There's certain protocols. If you break them in the military, even if you know that it's okay,
they're civilians. So yeah,
but even then,
yeah.
As Mike has said, you would normally follow a certain protocol. At that moment, he's like, I don't want to wear this fucking helmet. And I've been told that the air is fine. So fuck it. I'm going to find out. That's people are people. That's what people do. People in moments do stupid cavalier things. So it didn't bother me. Again, the biggest problem of those scenes in that movie is he while different, he's still basically replaying the alien scene. I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff going on.
Now, my wife really liked Prometheus. I did not, but I've only seen it once. Maybe I'll give it another try. Because my wife really likes it. Alien Covenant, I have not seen. I do know that Romulus, going to Romulus, I know it kind of ties into Prometheus.
It does. All right, really quick, I want to go into the same. In fact, in Romulus 2, when they do it, they're going to probably bring David back from those. Here's a lot of people don't like Covenant as well, and we were talking about it yesterday on the stream about Alien Earth. A lot of people don't like Covenant, but like I said, Ridley Scott was unfortunately driven into a lot of the same things that the Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, a lot of the stuff that came after got pushed into, which was studio interference. Fox fucked with him, and he had like 2 more movies he wanted to do. I think it was Prometheus, Covenant, and then one more that was going to get to the point that either was close to the Alien timeline or would have probably worked really well into Alien Earth. But he basically was thwarted in every direction. So he basically shoved all these different things he was going to introduce into Covenant, and it came across kind of clunky, and they did a lot of questionable choices and crazy stuff that for some people doesn't work. I didn't hate it. It does feel like clunky at times. So, yeah.
Look, all I'm asking for is if we're going to have all these things lead up to Alien, just make sure you're giving us a timeline that's consistent.
Give us an answer to how it fits in.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking. I don't care I do not care that aliens were on Earth first. It's not like they knew. It wasn't like anybody on that ship knew anything about those things, whatever. The simple fact of the matter is I'm just finding it very slow. I'm not really getting where they're going with the story like Chris is. Quite frankly, I definitely can tell certain people in this transferring of consciousness, there's certain things that are definitely a little fucked up, especially with Ginger Bug Eyes, as I like to call her. Because she is just like, I swear to God, if I was walking in a store and she was walking towards me, like, I'm going to go this way. I'm like, you look a little like you want to stab somebody.
The thing is, I know a lot of people that just treat all gingers like that.
Nah, man, I love gingers. I'm like, great, we get one ginger and it's a psychopath. I'm like, why did we have to get it right?
Anything else you guys are watching?
Hello.
Hey, Gap. How you doing?
Hey, Chris, what time
and yeah, Gap After Dark, yes. Alien Earth is like, I think, the earliest on the timeline, not including Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, Prometheus and Covenant take place first. This has not, they said they're just basically not going to talk about it or incorporate it in, but this is technically 2 years before Alien. And I don't know, whoever's doing the artistic stuff, the director stuff, and the shots, the scene selection, the lens selection, man, they're nailing it because it looks beautiful. It looks,
the aesthetics are great. Okay, so
it looks just like Alien did. Like the first scene from the first episode
is literally.
I saw that. I was like, man, whatever filter they're using on that, while yes, it's clear because it is high definition and stuff, it still looks like what they did when they retransferred the original to 4K. It looks beautiful. It feels like it comes from that age of the Alien universe. So I loved that. That's where a lot of my like of this series stays, is that I'm waiting and hoping they answer these questions, but because it looks like it fits where it belongs.
I found the first episode, one of the scenes I did like was, okay, it was a member berry where you had everybody get out of the pods, everybody's smoking, everybody's chilling. You got the two grease monkeys complaining about bonuses and all that good stuff. But one thing was at the end was that when they're all getting killed off by the xenomorph, that scene where it's just you see in the background what's going on through the window and stuff. I was like, I kind of like that. And then when the alien goes into that little stupid party phase and just starts slaughtering people, I was like, okay, I'm all for some off-screen kills and screaming. The only thing that bothered me was when they went in and a lot of these people were still sitting in their chairs. I was like, somehow I don't think that would be the case.
Sorry, I want to give an answer to Random Menace's last comment. Basically, I think the Leyland Corporation will try to send a crew out, try to find those aliens, where they came from, to find out where that ship is. That's why they're not mentioned in the show.
So, Chris, you seem to know. What is the actual timeline for Alien? It seems like they are definitely not wanting to acknowledge 3 and 4.
2160.
And probably the Predator movie, the AVP movie. So what's their canon timeline that you know?
Just like 2160 or something like that.
Hold on.
Okay.
So here's the thing, and this is where it's another problem I'm going to have with the series, quite possibly. We've already been teased, and I'm going to kind of jump away from that question in a sense to answer the question. We've been teased that in Predator Badlands that the Weyland-Yutani Corporation will be in it, that an android from Weyland-Yutani will be in it. So they're already softly bringing in the Alien universe into the Predator universe, because The original people for both universes said, no, they're not connected. The AVP thing was more of a comic book offshoot thing. And I said, if you want to connect it, what you say is that the alien species you see in the AVP is somehow connected to the alien from the alien universe, like you and I somewhere genetically are connected. Somewhere a billion times away, everybody's connected genetically. That's kind of how I explain that. So if you want to say it counts, it does, but it's so far removed from it that it's its own thing. But they're already showing that they're pretty much going to bring the alien universe into the Predator universe that way. I'm afraid they're going to try to bring the Predator universe into the alien universe in this series. And if they do, I'm going to be disappointed if they just shove it into it, because putting an android in Predator Badlands isn't horribly a bad idea, but it is kind of like kicking you in the nuts, but telling you about it first. You know it's coming, it's going to happen. What can you do about it? It's still going to hurt. So if they hid from us that they're going to bring Predator into the alien universe this way, they haven't even warned us about that, and that bothers me. There's been hints and nods, possibly with Easter eggs, some people say, in this series that lead to the belief that they might do that. There's a lot of things online that lead to they're going to softly bring it in and stuff. I don't know if that's what happened. Anyways,
I like what I like what Random Menace said here.
So you want to get crazy? We're going to get crazy right now because Weyland-Yutani is in a huge universe, as is Predator. Weyland-Yutani goes back to 2019 in Blade Runner. So Blade Runner starts, then in 2023 to 2070, Weyland Industry begins, and that's where the whole alien universe really kicks off. 2091 or so is Prometheus, so that takes place in about a 3-year time period. Then Alien is about 10 years after that, in like 2104, somewhere around there. Then Alien, the movie itself, happens in 2022 or 2122. I'm sorry, 2122. This takes place in 2120, if I remember right. And then if you go with the game,
2-year hibernation cycle, right?
Yeah, well, it depends, because again, 56 years to get to some of these places. Like I think it's 56 years in the first movie that they've been in cryosleep or something like that. And so anyways, but then you have games that come into play and all sorts of other stuff. So right now we're in 2120. Hold on here. Let's see here.
Don't break your brain, Chris.
The only thing I was going to add was, as of right now,
late.
I know you said you didn't want to have the Predator in the current Alien franchise, but I don't see anything that is actually could be argued as non-canon for the AVP films in the current Alien franchise.
The fact that both sides say no right now.
I know. I'm talking about. I know
said, if you put it in canon, I don't have a problem with it in canon. I thought it was until I started reading up on it. But like so many things, you got to really read up on it, because you got to find the comments of all the different directors and all the different this. What does the majority say? Like, for instance, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? No, it isn't, because if you look at original,
yes, it is.
No. Listen to me. Originally, McTiernan, everybody involved in that project stated that when they first started shooting, it had nothing to do with Christmas. There was no Christmas in it. When the dailies started coming into Fox thought it was way too ultra violent, and they said, we have to figure out a way. And somebody says, well, they're at a party. Wait, let's just make it a Christmas party, because originally it was just an office party to celebrate the opening of the office. And that's why he came, because he wanted to show support to his wife, even though they were having problems. And it still works the same way. They just injected Christmas into it. As it's going on, most of the people involved in it still say no. McTiernan has just played the I'm not going to get involved in this car by saying, listen, it wasn't meant to be a Christmas movie, but if you call it a Christmas movie, it's a Christmas movie. That's what he says. So it's still not a Christmas movie, but if you think it is, go ahead and have it. I argue this all the time. It's not, but if you like it, fuck it, let it be a Christmas movie. I really don't give a fuck. I don't watch it during Christmas, especially for that. But anyways,
hold on.
I only want
to bring this up because I recently rewatched it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you consider Lethal Weapon 1 a Christmas movie?
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
All right, really quick, can I put a link into your chat here?
And
you can. I think you got a wrench. I think you got a wrench.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, by the way, no, you didn't watch it recently. You watched it a few months ago because you made
I rewatched it last week or so.
No, I like what Random Menace said here. That's why Mother had a mission, probably sent the Nostromo during the hibernation of the crew. Okay. Okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking for my video here because
if I remember correctly, Richard Donner said it was always meant to take place during Christmas.
No. Oh, okay. So let me look here really quick.
We're really going to argue this.
My video.
We were going to go off on a small tangent. It's what we do here.
Okay.
We'll get back to the aliens in a second.
Here, I have to look up my own channel, because that's where I'm going to find it. Okay. I did a thing I'm going to put in the chat called top 10 non-Christmas Christmas movies. And that is number 1 on this, because here's what I did on my list. Number 10 was the least easy to explain how it's not a Christmas movie, meaning that it's so Christmas induced that I can make an argument why it's not a Christmas movie, but it's hard to make that argument. That was Edward Scissorhands. My argument for why it isn't is because it's based off of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which has nothing to do with Christmas. But
good book, though.
The whole thing is that what's her name? The girl.
Yeah, he created snow at the end. That's why Christmas came, because he created the snow. Yeah.
Her explanation to her grandkids of why snow comes is because of him, and it comes during Christmas. So that's why it's hard to argue it's not. Number 2 was Die Hard 2. I think, if I remember right. I had to look because it does take place during Christmas. The whole purpose of why they're going to Washington is to be there with the family, and it is during Christmas. It is expressly stated. It just doesn't really need to be during Christmas again. It doesn't have. It does not have to happen. It's not about Christmas. Any of that. It is simply it's a plot device and it's a scenic piece. But again, non-Christmas means
hold on. The reason they made it Christmas. Sorry for interrupting, Chris. I want to say, hold on.
All right. I want to get to my point, so let him finish, please.
No, hold on a second. I got to sign out, guys. Mike, what time are you doing your game stream tonight?
I don't know. I really don't know if it's going to happen tonight or not. I got a ton of things going on with the holiday weekend, so I don't know.
All right, just shoot me a DM. Let me know.
I'll let you know.
All right, you guys take care, man. Have a good one. I'll see y'all next week. And hey, great pre-show.
All right. But hold on. The reason they made it Christmas for Die Hard 2 is 1, they wanted to explain away the snowstorms. 2, they wanted to explain away why there was the airports were so crowded and they were so overbooked that they couldn't investigate anything.
Yeah.
So, granted, they could have also done it for Thanksgiving, but I think they were trying to tie it into the first film being a year later, also on Christmas.
It's more difficult to explain here, guys. If you want to see something and understand my opinions, there's my top 10 non-Christmas movies. And so here's the thing, like I was trying to say, it still doesn't have to happen during Christmas. It's a plot point. It's how they get weapons into the airport, things like that. It gets, again, the top four or so are easier to dismiss as Christmas movies because Christmas is just there. It has nothing. Again, while you know it's Christmas because there's Christmas lights, there's Christmas music at the beginning of Lethal Weapon, there's a Christmas tree at Roger's house. It doesn't have to happen then. Everything that happens in that movie doesn't happen because it's Christmas. The Santa Claus is a Christmas movie. Why? Because it has to happen during Christmas. The whole thing is about Christmas. So that's what I'm saying, is that you can say it happens during Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie because it happens during Christmas. It happens during Christmas because that's just a plot device. It's
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie. It's
Christmas
a Halloween movie. It's an Easter movie. It's everything because they mention all the holidays in it. I listen. I'm a Tim Burton.
They also mention all the holidays in Santa Claus too. They have Easter Bunny as well.
Ultimate, but that's exactly. But so Lethal Weapon was number one because I mean, hell, this is my video, so fuck if you get a claim, just send it to me and I'll let you have it. Fuck it, I'm gonna show that part, just the one part.
All right.
Here, or maybe we'll watch the top three. Let's see here, youtube.com/. So funny when you gotta type your own stuff in here.
Yeah. Okay, so basically what you're saying is, and Positive Candor doors kind of bring up something that relates to my point. If you can remove all the references to Christmas in a movie and it still makes sense, is it a Christmas film?
No.
Because like he says, there are thousands of Hallmark-ish romance comedy things that take place during Christmas.
They are shysters.
I have one for you.
When it comes to Hallmark movies.
I got to make
the movie
reference. My cousin was in one.
Let him finish.
I know.
Okay.
So, but you can remove the holiday aspect from every single one of them, and it no longer becomes a Christmas movie. Then
I got a perfect example for you guys. This movie takes place because it's a Christmas time. It's a Christmas gift. Imagine if the guy got a birthday present in Gremlins. It's no longer a Christmas movie.
Gremlins is on my list. I'm telling you, you got to understand where I'm coming with some of this stuff. All right, first off, to answer your point, shame on you, Positive, for trying to bring Hallmark movies into this. They use Christmas as a grift. And she can. Hello. All right. Let's see here.
Oh no, a mini vial. Crap.
Go ahead and share it, please. Yeah. Let's see here. So number 10.
Oh, you're talking about okay, hold on.
So number 10 is Edward Scissorhands. Again, it's hard to debate that it's a Christmas movie. Number 9 is Better Off Dead. A lot of scenes come across with gift giving and stuff, so it's in there. Number 8 is Iron Man 3. It is very heavily based off of A Christmas Carol, so it's hard because it takes place during Christmas, so it's hard to argue, but it's getting easier as we go down this list. It's easier to argue that it's not more than it is. Number 7 was, it's been so long since I spoke. Number 7 is Gremlins. You want to hear my arguments for this? If you want to hear, here we go.
I think anyone who's watched Gremlins knows the argument, both for and against it.
Come on.
Pivotal buffer.
No volume.
Oh, wait.
Did you share audio?
Much. Yeah, hold on. I think so. Hold on. Normally,
let me see on my end if I can do anything.
No, I have it on. Oh wait, maybe no. I got the wrong one. Sorry. Hold on. Here we go. Okay.
It is Chris's fault.
Here we go.
What can you say about Gremlins? It's grotesque. It's funny. It's a Christmas movie. Christmas is sprinkled everywhere in this movie. Billy receives Gizmo as a Christmas present, but his father, strangely, is away at a convention during most of the film. Lucky him.
There is the biggest reason why it's not a Christmas film. What father is away at a convention? What convention happens during Christmas? It makes no that's why it makes no sense. There's your first argument. Well, it's not a Christmas movie. No,
The
no, you're
movie
not.
warns us what happens
You're
when
wrong.
rules aren't followed. Naughty and nice, just like Santa's list. With an offbeat delivery, this movie, at its heart, is a story of doing what's right. And isn't that the true spirit of Christmas? With a release date of June 8th, 1984, it's easy to claim that this isn't a Christmas movie at all. But originally, it had been scheduled for release during the Christmas season. When Warner Brothers realized they didn't have a summer release blockbuster to put up against Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and Ghostbusters, they moved up the release date.
Is Ghostbusters 2 on your list?
Huh.
All right, hold on. Before we go any further, I have to address this comment.
Yeah, you're fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong.
I am so sorry. The only good alien movie is Battlefield Earth.
You are fucking wrong.
I need you to explain something in the comment.
There's Scientologists.
They're told to say that. I cannot, in good conscience, believe you, because that is one of the most awful scientifically explanations of anything. I mean, oh god, the fact that they are able to train on Harrier jets from as essentially cavemen in only a few weeks, even months.
They can't find gold in Fort Knox or the New York Depository. Yeah. What the hell?
The fact that aliens would be interested in gold as a monetary thing is ludicrous. Because even today,
monetary no, but material yes. Because
if they were using it to design microchips or something, or for their technology, I can excuse that. But they were looking at it as currency.
It's a Hubbard
and the fact that
creation. It's a Scientology creation. So of course
I know what it is,
just
but
their things.
That movie is so implausible. I do not. Oh god.
Okay, here. So Trading Spaces was 6. Die Hard 2 is 5. Because again,
you should have broke those into chapters.
No, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So isn't Die Hard 2? We find John McClane waiting on Christmas Eve at the airport to pick up his wife when yet again a group of terrorists attempt to thwart his holiday plans. With an abundance of explosions and gunfights, Christmas is even more loosely connected to this film than it was in the first. The release date of July 2nd, 1990 made it a summer blockbuster, but people would argue that with John McClane doing what's right and terrorists carrying Christmas packages, that this, like Die Hard, is a must-watch for holiday mayhem enthusiasts.
Batman Returns, of course. Then, to your point,
Ghostbusters 2.
It's number 3.
It responds to music, so we've been doing some experimentation, playing easy listening, middle of the road type stuff, Paul Young, Dust in the Wind, that works okay.
Yes, we know it happens during the holidays, so it must be a Christmas movie. Now, we would argue that the plot leaves Christmas as nothing but a set piece or a backdrop, though dig deep and Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and Ernie Hudson are fighting to save Christmas and New Year's for New Yorkers from the evil Vigo. While both Ghostbusters movies are great at any time of year, Ghostbusters 2 is a little more in the Christmas spirit, with a feel of Christmas unity and love for your fellow humans deep within.
I'm sorry, can you rewind that? It sounded like you said from the evil ego.
No, what that? Are fighting to save Christmas and New Year's for New Yorkers from the evil Vigo. Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah, it sounds like ego, not Vigo.
Nobody can fight the evil ego. Nobody can win.
Sorry, that's why I'm like, could you rewind that? That sounded like I heard a V. I did not hear a V.
Wait, so you're saying that I have to ask you. So you're saying that Ghostbusters 2 is plausible as a Christmas movie because it's lower on the list, or it's less plausible?
Less.
I am giving you the arguments why people would say it is a Christmas movie, but I'm saying it's less plausible because again, it is a set piece. And
because
what I am doing, and this is probably one of my best pieces, is I am giving both reasons why people say it is and why it isn't. And so I'm not taking a side on either of these, even though I do have opinions of this. So
At any time of year, Ghostbusters 2 is a little more in the Christmas spirit, with a
Well,
feel
because-
of Christmas
go-
unity and
pause it
love
real
for
quick.
your fellow humans deep within.
Because if I were doing this list the way you're explaining it, this would have been number one for me because I don't see Ghostbusters 2. I don't even see it argued as being a Christmas movie 90% of the time. Like
but it
99%
happens
of the
during
time.
Christmas, and then it happens.
Yeah, but none of the
during New Year.
characters are
Right, stop.
celebrating Christmas.
They wear Christmas hats as part of it. They
Yeah,
do have
one
the
quick
wait.
montage.
But again, it takes place in that time of year because of what they're trying to get across. At the end, it needs the people around for New Year's, so it starts around Christmas. It's kind of built into the timeline of it for a purpose, so it has some reason for it to happen there.
So the main focus of timeline is New Year's as the deadline. It's not a Christmas movie. It's a New Year's movie.
It starts during Christmas.
Movies can
And
start
again,
during Thanksgiving.
I am not arguing.
Movie.
I am not arguing that it's a Christmas movie. I don't think it is, but some people call it a Christmas movie,
Oh,
and I know people. It's not. That's what I say. But I did not take that approach to this. I tried to show why some people call it that, and as this goes up, I'm trying to show why it's even more ridiculous that it isn't. You just pointed it out.
Because if anything, I would say Ghostbusters 2 is a New Year's movie, not a
that's
Christmas
what I
movie.
said.
Not the point. Not the point here. Here you go.
Die Hard. Ah, yes. The movie that will break up homes, ruin friendships, and get you fired while arguing with your boss that it's not a Christmas movie. We know that John is in LA for Christmas. The company his wife works for is having a Christmas party, but the director, John McTiernan, said for years he was pushed by 20th Century Fox to make the movie take place during Christmas to lessen the brunt of the violence. But recently, John has been quoted as saying, "We hadn't intended it to be a Christmas movie, but the joy that came from it is what turned it into a Christmas movie." Its July 15th, 1988 release date make it one of the greats of summer blockbusters, and the booms, bangs, and yippee-ki-yays indicate that the answer is no, not a Christmas movie. But like John McTiernan said, it certainly has become a favorite one.
Okay, so there's that, and then
Lethal Weapon. It's fitting so many films on this list are action-packed, violent movies. But what else says Merry Christmas like a swift chop to the larynx, monsters, or a well-timed explosion? Let's be real. With the syrupy sweetness of most actual Christmas movies, many of us welcome something a little less wholesome. Lethal Weapon may take place during Christmas, but is it a Christmas movie? Well, again, the answer is yes and no. Throughout the movie, Martin Riggs, played by Mel Gibson, is struggling with the loss of his wife, not being wanted as a partner by anyone in his precinct, and just plain loneliness. Enter Roger Murtaugh, played by Danny Glover. Roger takes on the daunting task of working with a crazed partner who may cause harm or death to both of them at any time. By the end of the movie, Roger and Martin have an understanding that their two styles of policing, while different, make them the perfect pair. Add in the fact that Martin ends up being accepted, loved, and adopted by Roger's family, and many look past its March 6, 1987 release date and say this movie outdoes Die Hard in capturing the true meaning of Christmas. So there they are.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that I'm giving you reasons why people say it is and isn't. So I think that's where you get into the thing that I can argue all day with you that Die Hard and Lethal Weapon are not, but then I give you reasons why the themes and the things going on make people say it is. So again, that's why it's really hard, because you don't get all the, like, again, Edward Scissorhands is really hard to argue that it's not a Christmas movie when the beginning and the end basically explain that. Why does it snow during Christmas? Because Edward's up there and he's chopping these ice sculptures up, and it makes it snow. But it's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein done differently. That's all it really is.
Chris, I just want to say something. I just want to make a side note. That image of you, that video, that was a couple years ago. I'm like, and looking at you now, I'm like, holy shit, Eli, he'd never get married.
I'm fine about because I don't look that much different. Plus,
Well,
again,
the reason I originally brought up Lethal Weapon,
camera stuff. Anyway,
the original reason the original reason I brought up Lethal Weapon is because you said that the studio injected the Christmas stuff into that film, into Die Hard, which is why one of the reasons you gave why this shouldn't count as a Christmas movie. Whereas Lethal Weapon was always written as supposed to be taking place during Christmas time.
Again, doesn't matter when it takes place. If it doesn't need it to take place there, it doesn't use it in any real way. It's there. It happens to be that time of year. Again, the theme for Ghostbusters 2, why it isn't up higher, is that it's about love of man, camaraderie. Yeah, it's about camaraderie of the New York people that helped them defeat Vigo at the end. Therefore, it has a lot of those themes. While yes, it ends on New Year's Eve, it has the themes of Christmas built into its plot. Die Hard doesn't. Lethal Weapon doesn't. That's not what it's about. But as I say, in Lethal Weapon, perhaps because at the end, Martin Riggs is accepted by Raj's family, and he brings they accept him. That is a theme ish of Christmas. It doesn't expressly tie it to Christmas, but there's your argument, I guess. If you're going to argue these things, maybe that's what the video is about. If you're going to argue it, find the right point to argue it about. I mean, and then in that case, maybe Die Hard 2 or Die Hard 1 is even harder to defend, because I don't know if there's anything in that really states, except for that him and his wife reconcile, but that's just another plot point that's brought into every one of those movies, that he's with her, he's not, he's with her, he's not, and that's just a built-in plot device. Again, am I right? Well, this is opinion. I mean, I again, you can argue all you want about like Die Hard being a Christmas. I'm too sexy for this. I'm too sexy for the stream. Too sexy for the stream. Stop.
And I might not go for the full 2 hours because it's been getting really loud out here. People keep coming by.
Dream.
I don't notice it. That's fine.
I don't care.
I keep muting myself.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever you want to do. It's your stream. But whoa, your light changed. Oh, you drank.
It's the tarp.
Yeah.
We're using a makeshift tarp as an awning.
It looks good.
Yeah. It's sunny and hot.
I'm trying to smoke less in my car because for the last couple of weeks I've been like trying to keep it clean, like vacuuming, spraying Febreze, cleaning the windows, stuff like that. And I noticed after on a Sunday, like before your stream, I sprayed it down with the Febreze and everything. And when I got back in the car on Monday after smoking during your stream, I could really smell my own cigar smell. And when a smoker is like, wow, this is bad, I'm like, I need to cut down on smoking in the car. So I'm going to try, even if I can't smoke at the house or inside where I'm staying or living, I'm going to try to just smoke next to the car or near the car where I can still stream.
File 13. If you want to, the argument for Christmas movie with Die Hard ends at 2. 1 and 2 are the only 2 I believe that even take place in or around Christmas. The rest of them are based off of political stuff, or 3 is a revenge story, because they bring Hans Gruber's brother into it. 4 is that the Live Free Die Hard?
No, that's the A Good Day to Die. No, yeah, you're right. It is Live Free or Die Hard, but that's the hacker terrorist movie.
Yeah, that's a hacker terrorist movie where he's way out of his element. But again, it's a good movie. I actually like them all. They're the 5th one's kind of that's the one where I think he ends up going with his son. If they had done if they had done a 6th one, it was going to involve his daughter, And if they had gotten around to a seventh one, the seventh one was supposed to be him reconciling with his ex-wife. They were going to bring her back into it, and that he was going to retire, and it was more going to be a retrospective of when he first started, and that he had an incident when he first started, and they were going to find an actor that looked like Bruce Willis when he was younger. But again, his illness kind of scrapped. 6 was really close to being done. I think they only done 5. I'm pretty sure 6 was close to being greenlit, and then that's when he was diagnosed and started having the problems, if I remember right. When he died,
I will say the 5th one is the one I didn't like the most because it was just kind of unbelievable to me that Bruce Willis would have a son that old in the film, because I think that between him and the actor who played his son and the actor who, and Bruce Willis, there's like less than 10 years between them, and it shows.
And then, so I don't know what the 6th one was supposed to be called, but the 7th one was going to be called McClane, Die Hard McClane or whatever, and it was going to be the 7th and final one. Now, you do know that it is the Die Hard itself is a sequel.
Well, yeah. It was what was it? Which Bond was it?
Not a Bond. It's not Bond.
I thought it was Lazenby, or not a Bond film,
Frank
but it was a Bond
Sinatra.
actor.
No, it's Frank Sinatra.
Oh, it was Frank Sinatra. You're fucking right.
And what's funny is they
was it like Rainbow Highway or something?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, fuck.
It was The Detective. That's it. So in The Detective, he plays John McClane, if I remember right. And it's based off the novel Nothing Lasts Forever, which is a sequel to the novel The Detective. That's what the movie's based off of, is Nothing Lasts Forever. And because of that, in Frank Sinatra's contract for the first one, if there was ever a sequel done to it, they had to offer him the lead role. Well, they did that. They did offer him the lead role first, pretty much knowing he was going to not do it, but they had to. And so he was the first person to be offered the role of John McClane by contract. And he, and I'm trying to remember.
Okay. I just want to explain why I said Rainbow Highway. One of the novels that the detective is based off of, which was Nothing Lasts Forever, there is a sequel novel to that film called Rainbow Drive, or that book called Rainbow Drive. That's why I was like, wasn't it Rainbow Highway was stuck in my head. So I wanted to explain why I said that, because I'm like, I know there's Rainbow something with that character, but yeah, it was the novels that Die Hard was originally based on. But yes, you're absolutely right, Chris.
Now again, in this, personal opinion of the way the movie is done. Again, the movie was not originally done during Christmas because they didn't see the need for it, but the book it's based off of does happen on Christmas Eve, but it involves his daughter, not his wife. A lot of that goes on in that. But again, it being a Christmas party or an office party, especially the way that they did it in the movie, and that's how you can tell it was not intended as the Christmas movie, is that the building isn't constructed. They very poignantly express that they're there to celebrate the opening of the United States branch of the company, and that office is open. And it just works that they then added the lines of it's Christmas and all that. Again, most companies don't require anything on Christmas or at Christmas. So that's, again, another fighting comment against it being a Christmas movie, that let's just be realistic. They wouldn't do it then. Same thing as I say in Gremlins. It's heavily Christmas because it takes place during Christmas. There's Christmas trees. There's a story about her father dying, trying to go down the chimney as Santa Claus. There's all this stuff going on, but his dad is at an inventors conference during Christmas, during that Christmas week. I work in that business at conventions and that type of stuff, and I work in entertainment. That those weeks around that time of year, even New Year's, are super slow. Like, people have stopped doing Christmas parties, people have stopped doing New Year's Eve parties because everybody's afraid that somebody's going to get sued because, oh, you're pushing your beliefs on me and that type of stuff. But even 20 years ago, I used to get like 30 or 40 Christmas parties, but they would always put it at the beginning of December or after New Year's. And they did that because most people have plans already and they don't want to be bothered during that time of year. During that time of year, like just this weekend, for instance, there's nothing going on because it's a holiday. You don't do things during holidays because people do stuff with their families, or they want to go.
I just want to tell a fun story from one of my when I was a kid. The law office that gave me my first job and the one that my mom worked for. Every year they had a holiday party. One of the senior partners for the law firm was a very devout Jew.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the funnier aspects, at least in retrospect, when you think about it, he would dress as Santa Claus during the holiday parties to hand out presents to all the staff. The staff always got the same Christmas bonus or holiday bonus. And then they would buy presents for all the kids. And the kids would always sit on his lap. He'd give them a present, usually something that the parents bought them in advance so that the kids, so that it was something the kids actually wanted. But it was always kind of funny that Mr. Shank didn't always do it himself, but he was one of the ones that did it fairly often. And I always thought that was kind of funny in retrospect.
So what you'll hear from most Jewish people, and like Neil Diamond, for instance, Neil Diamond has like 2 or 3 Christmas albums. Why does he have a Christmas album? He's Jewish. And he basically said, I enjoyed the music. I wanted to participate in some way in something I'd never participated in, and that's why he did it. Think of Adam Sandler. He did the Hanukkah song because there weren't enough Hanukkah songs, like Dreidel, 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 all that stuff. You know, there are songs that are
Hanukkah,
inspired by Hanukkah. But yeah, no, it's again, I have my opinions, and I'll tell you, I will die on the hill that I will not watch Die Hard during Christmas, like within like a month or 2. It's like maybe in November, but definitely no time in December, no time in January, maybe then in February. Die Hard 2, I guess I could watch it during that time because again, it kind of fits into the Christmas thing, kind of. Still, it's kind of not. But I don't, because I want to watch Die Hard 1 first, so I don't do it because it's not a Christmas movie. But I like Nightmare Before Christmas. Silent Night, Deadly Night, that's the type of thing you do if you want to do Die Hard during Christmas. You make people, and that's why the guy did it, is because I'm tired of the argument that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. So he said, I'm going to make Die Hard a Christmas movie. That's why he did that movie, is to basically say, F you, all of you who say it's not a Christmas movie, you can't argue my movie isn't a Christmas movie. And that's fine. Scrooge, that first part where the night the reindeer died or cried or whatever it is, where Lee Majors is in it. He goes up and he's like, that type of thing would be a Christmas movie, kind of like Die Hard, because it's got guns and all that stuff. If you're gonna make it a Christmas movie, make Christmas a part of the damn thing. Like, really make it a part of the damn thing. Make Santa have to kill everybody around and shit like that. That again, that's how it goes. Krampus or
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. Those don't embody what Christmas means, but it's absolutely a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Bad Santa. Hello.
It's not like I can't admit to movies that don't even feel like a Christmas movie being a Christmas movie. I can do that. It doesn't have to happen. So why am I again? I can change Die Hard very quickly. I can change Lethal Weapon very quickly, and it's not a Christmas movie. That's why those were so far up. Again, Ghostbusters 2 is less that, but because of things like you said, it's more on the side of New Year's Eve and New Year's, but it still embodies and takes place during that Christmas season. So therefore, it goes back a little further. And as we go back, it becomes harder and harder to take out. And so when I did that list, we did that list like the first year I streamed. Me and Sean Stackhouse did it during a Christmas stream, and we just had it really quick, and we talked about it over there. I went back, restitched it, put my numbers on it, and wrote commentary for it. I really dived in deep on that one. And I really had to think, am I still going to keep it the same? Because I was like, where do we stop and start saying now it's a Christmas movie? And I thought that the best place to start was Edward Scissorhands, because go down this road one time really quick again. When you talk about what it's based off of, it's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Frankenstein has nothing to do with Christmas, but that movie is bookended by a explanation for why it's snowing during Christmas. And at the end, she explains it has to do with him. Therefore, it's like that's about the closest I can come for saying it's not a Christmas movie, but it could be.
Yeah, it's like saying Star Wars Holiday Special is a Christmas movie. It has nothing to do with Christmas.
Star Wars Holiday Special is torture. That's what it is. I had totally. So I watched that again when I first got Disney Plus, and they put it up there. I hadn't seen it in years because, oh, by the way,
I didn't think it was on Disney Plus.
Did you like the part where Lumpy was? Did you like the part where Lumpy was watching porn in the living room? Yeah.
But here's the thing. I watched it because George Lucas, come to find out, hates it too and didn't want it to ever exist again. He was kind of so while he had more creative rights to say yes or no to things, it kind of leads into, is Star Wars kid oriented or is it adult oriented? It leads to his saying it was always meant for kids, which whatever. But it was definitely meant for kids. But when you watch it and you think that Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford actually spent 5 seconds on that project, if I were either of them watching that now or no, I mean, even they know it exists, but the fact that it's streaming someplace, I would be getting lawyers to go like, listen, we've got to stop this.
I think Mark said he only seen it once, and that's enough.
acting in that was second to anything else, which I don't know what was first, because there's no art direction. It doesn't look good. It looks like, actually, if you go back and watch some of the first Muppet show,
a variety show,
that's what it looks like. It looks like they thought it's like a pitch meeting for the Muppet Show, and they're like, let's use Star Wars, it's fucking popular, and then all of a sudden they come out and they're like, ooh,
I will say
bad.
That the Star Wars Holiday Special, I will remember when I was at a comic book convention, and I first bought it on VHS without ever seeing it in that little stupid plastic case that they'd put it in with the bad, placement of the shots from the thing all over the front and all over the back. To me, it felt like, because they actually put it in a brown paper bag. And I'm like 12 years old, and I'm like, to me, it felt like I was watching. I had something in my hand that was naughty that I shouldn't own. And when I finally watched it, I'm like, I remember watching it for the first time, and I'm just like, what the? It was like a fever dream to me.
It is. No, and so the only good part of that, and not necessarily because
there's a good part of Star Wars Holiday Special.
The only good part about it is it's where we first see Boba Fett and John Silvestri, who is a part of the He-Man series. He's an artist. I've had him on my show many times. I actually have a hand sketched drawing of Boba Fett from him, and he was the first person to draw it and have it in any sort of media. So it's kind of this cool thing I have that he created the first scenes of Boba Fett, and I think it's kind of cool. Which is funny because when Boba Fett the show came out, which is basically the Mandalorian 2.1 or whatever, it was like the middle point of one of the Mandalorian. It basically was a Mandalorian series. He rides a Rancor in that. And everybody knew that they were going to do that because it's in the holiday special. So it's like, well, of course they're going to. I mean, but you know, yeah, the holiday special again. It's not even holiday special. It's torture. It is a special kind of torture that, as you grow older, you kind of realize, oh my God, I actually may have liked this. It makes you question your choices in life many different times. And then you see the costumes in that, like the Chewbacca costumes in that are falling off the people because it's so ridiculous. Okay, so look at screenshots from some of the stuff that they've done for the Star Wars porn. So I went to, if you go to Las Vegas, they have, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the adult.
I think they had it here in San Diego for a little bit, but yeah, they had.
They actually have a museum in Las Vegas that is dedicated. Okay, we're gonna get really funny here. So it's dedicated to the adult. Yeah, it's the porn museum, the adult film industry, museum, whatever it's called. But
I didn't want to go.
Right next door. It's right next door to something called a show that's off the strip, but it's called Puppetry of the penis. I will never go to that show, but I just the sound of that is like, what the fuck is going on in that fucking theater? I looked it up, and I think it's really some woman taking some dudes and just going like, look, what
actually,
crazy girls.
It's them doing it to themselves.
I didn't see it, but it was here in San Diego. It was called The Empire Strips Back.
Yeah. So if you go into that, like they had like the cruiser and stuff there, but if you see some of the screenshots, it kind of looks like that with the Chewbacca they had, and that like the costumes didn't fit anybody. So it's kind of funny because if you watch the holiday special, I mean, it probably gave the people who did that movie a lot of ideas. Like, look, they did it, we can do it. It doesn't look like George Lucas had anything to do with that.
Chris, the video I sent you about the Star Wars video I sent you is way better than the holiday special.
Oh yeah, oh my God, that will show that
my
tonight.
Ranking,
okay, I thought you might like that.
Actually, like released Star Wars movies, and I would consider the holiday special as a Star Wars movie. It would definitely be the worst one.
What?
I would holiday special. I would put it below the Ewok movies.
Whatever. Oh no, no. The Ewok movies are so much worse. I would say
Battle of Endor.
No, than the holiday special.
Aren't we just splitting hairs at that point? Aren't we just splitting hairs at that point?
No,
I think we are. Oh God, I can't. Those are both. Oh, and then let's just throw Droids in there too.
No, because Droids was a TV show. I'm not going to count that.
The Battle of Endor was the worst prequel ever.
The Battle of Endor was made for TV.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was a prequel. It was a prequel, though, but.
And I do agree. Hardware Wars is better than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Dude, that's a parody. I remember those games and the movie. Oh, that was beautiful. I love that.
All right. As much as I'm enjoying this conversation, though, I got a Jaloja again, and I'm out of cigars, so I'm going to end the stream. Plus, I got to head out to try to cross the border soon. So, later, folks.
I'll let you guys know.
Later.
Later,
guys.